Breathing polluted air is going to have adverse effect on our health. So,
and we hope that through you, more awareness will be created among other people also. So, and also taking the opportunity, I also thank our President, Madam Yhoshü, for delivering the short speech. And also,
it has been mentioned that we breathe 25 times a day, and we inhale about 11,000 liters of air per day. So you can just imagine of the air by noxious gases and minute particles of solid and liquid matter. For our interval, our routine is we follow on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So what we do is our technical field staff will go and monitor the machine. Example, if it's on Tuesday, they will go at 6 o'clock in the morning. They will operate the machine for 24 hours. So the next morning till 6 a.m. they will operate the machine. And we monitor around 4 parameters at the moment. We monitor the particulate matter PM10, PM2.5, and we monitor the gaseous parameter as sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. So what we usually do is when we monitor the machine, the particulate matter we monitor at an interval of 8 hours. And in the case of gaseous parameter, we monitor at an interval of 4 hours. So if you talk about, example, we start the machine at 6 o'clock in the morning, all the 39 stations, they will monitor at the specific time at 6 o'clock in the morning. So in the case of gaseous parameter, what they do is they will go in, they will put the chemical at 6 o'clock in the morning, sample number 1. Sample number 2, they will go and change at 10 o'clock in the morning. And second sample, accordingly, 4 hour intervals, they will go and change at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it goes for 24 hours, interval at an interval of 4 hours. So in the case of gaseous particulate matter, what we do is we go at an 8 hours interval. So the first sample will be at 6 o'clock, they will place the first sample. Second sample, they will change at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The third sample at 10 o'clock at night. So this is the routine which we follow in all the stations, and accordingly, the next day at 6 o'clock, they will off the machine. Placed in all the manual stations. This is known as RDS, and this is known as fine particulate matter. So what we do is, and if you can see over here, a box, white box, this is used for monitoring the gaseous parameter, and this is a machine which used for monitoring the PM10. I will discuss about the particle size PM10 and PM2 change allocation. These are fixed stations which has been operated for more than 10 years now. So in the case of Kohima, we have been operating the air quality of Kohima from 2010. So we have been operating for quite a long time now, and the air quality, accordingly, we are getting those information, we compile the information and we send it to the Central Pollution Control Board. So this is the continuous monitoring station which we have in the PWD junction above. Inside this is the machine which is run for 24/7. We are monitoring. This one is monitoring the weather. Also, it's monitoring the various different parameters accordingly. So in the case of Kohima, we have 5 stations at present. We are monitoring opposite NSP office. We are monitoring at PWD junction, High School junction, Upper Midland, and Forest Colony. But in the case of Forest Colony, we are doing this only for a specific study. We are doing a source apportionment study. We want to know the air, what parameter or what component is causing more pollution to our air in Kohima. So the Forest Colony station is just for 2 years. We have been operating for almost 2 years now. And once the study is over, we will just, it will not continue again. So the other stations is been operating for quite a long time now. And if you see the station type over here, it's residential, commercial, residential, and the BG is background study. So this we have taken into consideration because as per the Central Pollution Control Board, we need to have in 3 locations: residential, commercial, and industrial. But with respect to our state, we don't have any specific industrial area where we can put those machines. So we have put up in the residential area and in the commercial area. So as earlier I was talking about the particulate matter PM10 and PM2.5. So when we talk about PM10, so if you can just take a strand over here, the PM10 is 5 times smaller than the strand of our hair. Okay, and PM2.5 is 4 times smaller than PM10. So you can just imagine the particle size is so fine that it's practically impossible to see from our naked eyes. So the machine which I've shown you earlier, it works in the same mechanism like a human being. It will breathe in air. We have a small chimney type, it breathes in the air. So accordingly, the location which we have, it's something like a person who is living over there is breathing the same air. So what are the sources of air pollution which at present we have in our state? This is something that, as I mentioned earlier, we are doing the source apportionment study. So once the source apportionment study is finalized, then we will know the exact component which is the main source. But according to what we have seen on the ground, dust from bad road is one of the major factors. Even though we have a good road, sometimes what happens is it's not paved end to end, so the dust are being generated from the side of the roads, where even if there's a good end-to-end paving is done, we can see a huge piling of sand. So whenever a vehicle is flying, then it generates lots of dust again. Another is something about burning of waste. Burning of waste is something now quite complex, I would say, because when we talk about burning of waste, it's not only about one type of waste. We are talking about the complex waste. It's about plastic, paper, electronic waste, batteries, everything. So when we talk about burning of waste, that is more impactful and hazardous for health again. So what we have seen in our context is we really love to burn our waste, we Nagas. So at the end of the day, and if you see the context of Kohima, because comparing with Dimapur, it's colder over here. So we clean our garden, everything, we'll just store it, we'll burn it. And what we tend to do is, I bring the waste from inside the house also, no? And we'll burn everything together. And what we think is, once we burn the waste and once it disappears, we tend to think that our problem is solved. But in fact, our problem is getting more and more now. Because as you all know, air doesn't have any boundary. What I'm doing, my next neighbor is also getting affected by it. My next neighbor, what he's doing is, I'm also getting affected by it. And there are so many cancer cases in our state right now. So we never know, this might be one of the major factors also. Because when we talk about burning of waste, plastic, electronic waste, because these are emitting toxic gases, which when we breathe in, it will have cancer's severe health impact on us. Another area is vehicular emission. When we talk about vehicular emission, there is a recent study which they have mentioned that out of the 8 northeastern states in India, Nagaland is the highest number, which has a 21% has the household number of vehicles. So if you see the case of Northeast, the 8 states, Nagaland the highest number of household vehicles. So in spite of the population which we have, the number of vehicles is increasing year by year again. So this is also another area where it's leading to air pollution. And when we talk about the industrial unit, we don't have big scale industries in our state. I would say in one way we are quite fortunate also. But this area, example, when we talk about stone crusher, this is also another area which is emitting lots of dust. And it's also creating noise pollution also. So one aspect, as I discussed, as I mentioned earlier, we don't have a total classification of what industrial area, residential area, commercial area. Everything is mixed together. There will be one stone crusher over here, you can see another residential over here. After a few meters, you will see another schools or something. So this is one area where our Nagaland Pollution Control Board also we have received maximum complaint from stone crushers, Board of Stone Crushers. And in the case of Dimapur, we have closed down few stone crushers from Chumgirima area, from Burmaki and Banjakpom colony. We have closed down few stone crushers, and we have also relocated few stone crushers from the residential area. So when we talk about this, one important thing is our leaders, our colony leaders should be very particular about when we issue the NOC. Because when any industrial unit is being construction is going on, they need the NOC from the colony council. So we should also keep in mind that when they issue the NOC, they should keep in mind that once the NOC is issued, this is one area we should be now very particular about it, because there are lots of construction activities going on in every part of our state. Crossing above the permissible limit, that means the air quality is not good in those locations again. So almost all the stations, if you see, except the upper Midland, all the other locations are above the permissible limit. That means the air quality in that surrounding is not good. So if you see the comparison, if you see on over here on the graph, the red mark which I've given over there, I've given a comparison from 2020 to 2024. So 2020 was around 86. Now if you see in 2024 it's 78. Not much of an improvement. Still above the permissible limit. So this is something that we usually tend to think that Kohima air is very clean. It's something that we are quite lucky to be living here in Kohima. Definitely compared with the big cities, we are quite fortunate, but in spite of that, the air quality is still above the permissible limit. So these are the filter papers. As I mentioned earlier, in our machines, what we do is we place the filter papers on the machines, and what happens is these filter papers are run at 8 hours interval. So you can see the different shades of colors which you have over here, dark, black, grayish. So depending upon the location, those filter papers we get the air quality. So before monitoring, what happens is the filter paper is white in color before we do the monitoring. It's pure white, like an A4 size paper. So after we do the monitoring, only we get this quality of air. So you can just imagine a person living in that location, just for 8 hours is breathing this kind of air. So just 8 hours, they are breathing this kind of air. So you must just imagine that what kind of air he or she is breathing in. So this context, this is something that because we have been monitoring the air quality for quite a long time, and there are some results which is quite concerning because these are things we tend to think it's clean, but the machine which we are operating, it speaks different again. So sometimes the air quality shoots up during the evening time, from 2 to 10 o'clock at night. When we see our machines, it's very high during the time because most of the people they burn their waste during the time of late evening. So this is how we get the results. So according to the World Health Organization, they have mentioned that 99% of the world population is breathing unsafe air. So as per the latest report which was published just recently in the month of August 2025, as per the Air Quality Life Index 2025 report, they have mentioned that all of India breathes bad air. And in another report which was also published in the month of August 2025, they have mentioned that air pollution cuts 3.5 years from life of an average Indian. That is depending upon the location which you are living in. So they have also mentioned in the report that people living in Delhi, their life is cut short by around 7 years. So depending upon the location where we are located, our life is also cut short because of the air pollution. Now the studies have revealed that because of the air pollution, there is lots of dementia cases in India because of air pollution. And when we talk about the pollution, air pollution related matters, where do you think the most polluted city in the world, where do you think it's located? Any idea, anyone? In the year 2024-25, the most polluted city in the world. Anyone, any idea? I can hear someone saying Delhi. Okay. Any guesses? It's not very far from here. Meghalaya. It's in the border of Bernihat. Its town is known as Bernihat. It's located between the Assam and Meghalaya border. So according to the IQAI report, they have mentioned in 2024-25, the most polluted city in the world is Bernihat. So it's not very far from here. So you can just imagine that we tend to think that the hills in northeast is one of the purest. The environment is so clean that it's something that we should visit in the northeast states. But this is quite a surprising thing for us also. So the same thing, even in the case as I mentioned, if you see the Kohima report, in spite of doing clean air, which we can see the environment good, but in spite of this, the air quality is still above the permissible limit. So there is one Lancet, there is a report known as Lancet report, there is a health journal. They have mentioned that in 2022, around 16 lakh Indians died because of the air pollution related matters. So when we talk about 16 lakh population, 16 lakh people, if you see in the case of Nagaland, we have 2011 census is nearly 20 lakhs. So almost the population of Nagaland, they died because of the air pollution related matters. So this year, I was quite fortunate to attend one conference in Delhi, which was organized by the National Green Tribunal. So in that conference, there was one doctor. He was from Medanta Hospital. He's known as Arvind Kumar. So he's specialized in lung transplant and chest surgery. And out of his 35 to 40 years of expertise, he has mentioned that he has performed around 15,000 cases of chest surgeries. So in the presentation, which I mentioned that I operate on 1,000 individuals per year, and what I see scares me. So he has given this picture in the presentation. If you can see over here, there's a pink, healthy pink lung. So this should be the color of our lungs. But he has also given a representation that lung of in the middle picture you can see this is a lung of a non-smoker. He is like in the mid-40s, and the next one you can see a lung of a 14-year-old. So you can just see the difference between these three. And he has also mentioned that deposits can never be removed and cause permanent damage. It will have a permanent damage on the person who is inhaling all this. So this is something quite of a concern also, because the air is something we can, as I mentioned from the first slide, we cannot do away with air. We have to go for clean air to have a healthy life also. So as Sir Ripu has already mentioned about the non-attendant cities, this is categorized by the Central Pollution Control Board. We have been submitting the air quality on a monthly basis to Central Pollution Control Board. So accordingly, the period which they have taken was from 2011 to 2015. The air quality was going on an increasing trend. So that's why they have categorized both Kohima and Dimapur as non-attendant city. So they have given a target that under this National Clean Air Program, they have given a target that by 2026, the non-attendant cities, the air pollution should get reduced by 40%. But if you see, now we are in 2025. So this is something that even still now we are lagging behind in this aspect. So this is something that we should all work together to have a clean air. Just recently we had a talk show in Kohima also, we had a talk show in Dimapur also. And where in that talk show what we did was we wanted all the stakeholding, the district heads to be part of the talk show. Our Sir DC was also one of the panelists in the talk show, because we want to have a collaborative work where all the citizens and all the stakeholding department will work together for a cleaner environment. Because this is something that we cannot, one department cannot do alone, and one individual cannot do alone, but if collectively, if all of us work together, then definitely we can make a difference. So what we as an individual can do, I'll just skip on, but this is something which is quite a good initiative which the central government has brought up, Mission Life. This is the Life stands for Lifestyle for Environment. This is something quite a simple activities what we can do in our daily lives. There is 7 themes and there is around 75 action points what we as an individual can do. So Mission Life can become a mass movement of environmental conscious lifestyle. This is something where we can do on our daily lives. So there is 7 themes, as I mentioned earlier. Say no to single-use plastic is something that we should all do away with. Even though the government is trying their level best to ban the single-use plastic, but we as a general public should also be responsible for what we of our actions, because we should always go for this cloth bags or some other alternatives instead of this single-use plastic. Another is adopt sustainable food practices. This is also something that we should all think about. This is something for our good health. We should always go for these organic items where it will have a good impact on our health. Reduce e-waste. Electronic waste is something that is it's become quite a concern now, because electronic waste is something that all the components which are made from this electronic waste with lots of heavy metals. There's so many heavy metals involved in it. So whenever these are not disposed properly, it pollutes our environment. Another is save energy. We should always save our energy. Whenever we go out from our room, we should always close the light. We should always try to switch off the lights whenever we are not using it. These are small things what we can do, but definitely it will have an impact on our environment again. Reduce waste. This is something that is very important. As earlier I was discussing with the President Kohima Press Club that today we are discussing about the air quality. But definitely down the line we would also like to discuss about the waste management also, sir. Because waste management is something that each and every individual plays a very important part again. So our office, we are dealing with the various rules and laws regarding the various waste management. So this waste management, if we also get an opportunity to present this, it will be quite insightful for for our office, because the press people are the right person to spread the message about all these things. So regarding waste, this is something very important. Safe water, definitely in the context of Kohima, because of the water scarcity, people of Kohima are very strict about the usage of water. But in the case, even if you see in the case of Dimapur now, people talk about Dimapur, no, you can use as much as water you want in Dimapur, but that is not happening now. Even in the case of Dimapur, lots of communities are facing water scarcity. And they are doing lots of boring is happening, or lots of ring wells they are digging, but they are not thinking about the recharge of the groundwater. So because of that, the water scarcity is also happening in Dimapur too. Last but not the least, we should adopt healthy lifestyle. We should go for planting of trees. We should go for cleanliness drives. But we should also keep in mind that once you do the plantation, the next time when you go for the cleanliness drive, don't cut down the trees which you have planted again. So we should always plant and take care of the trees which we have planted. So these are the simple things which we can do. This is the mission life. You can just see in the net, you can get the 75 action points, quite a simple ones, but which can be doable in our daily lives. Thank you so much. I would just like to end this with a quote. Let's all play our...
To have the Deputy Commissioner of Kohima, Sri B. Buchen, who has taken personal interest in organizing this workshop. I would now like to invite him to address us. Sir, if you can please come and take your time.
And my best wishes to the Kohima Press Club on your year-long celebration of your 25th anniversary. And today, we have an esteemed scientist from Nagaland Pollution Control Board, Mr. Yanathung. And so, District Administration, we are doing our bit to promote, create awareness about clean air. So, we are fortunate that we are able to collaborate with a group like Kohima Press Club, whom we have highest respect. And today also, it also coincides with the launching of One Day with Deputy Commissioner initiative, which we began this morning at 9 o'clock. So we will be having on a weekly basis with all the government and private schools and higher secondary schools. And for the launching, Dr. Kire Government Higher Secondary School, they have nominated 5 the brightest students for this day, and we had hour-long interaction. And I can say that they were in fact very bright, very intelligent. They have high hopes and big dreams. So today is not just another gathering, but it's a collection of the brightest people here in town. Brightest from the profession like press and from my young friends. So it is indeed an honor to stand before you to address this gathering. Kohima District is 146 years old as far as district is concerned. So in this place, every Naga from every community, we have come here to settle down and say, and this town is our home. So Kohima town is not only a home for the Angamis, but it is where every Naga we born, we live, we die, we bury here. So it's a hometown for every community. So to protect and to keep our town clean is not only the responsibility of Angamis, but it is everyone's responsibility to ensure that our town is clean and green. The air we breathe is not merely a backdrop of our daily lives, but it's a lifeblood of our health, of our children's future, and the sustained vibrancy of our economy and culture. Kohima's green hills, forest, and biodiversity provide as a natural ally in the fight for clean air, an antidote against pollution. But random urbanization should not disturb the natural ecology of Kohima. Urbanization or urban growth should be managed to protect this precious asset. At this critical moment in time, what is the role of media? Where do media fit in? I remember one advice from my late father every day. That is, he always used to tell me, son, do what is right, not what is good. Good things are convenient. It is comfortable and compromising. And they are temporary, and sooner or later it will be exposed and will falter during the test of time. But right thing will be a bitter pill to swallow temporarily, but it is universal and shall stood the test at any point in time. So do what is right and not what is good. Likewise, media has a critical role in monitoring, informing, and driving change through responsible reporting and accountability. I've read some books on journalism, and since many years I have learned about famous 5 W's of journalism. But today, in our day and age, we have seen more of yellow journalism and tabloid journalism. And I think it's time we get back to the basic ABC: accuracy, brevity, and clarity. Today, we also live in a very toxic echo chamber of negativity and pessimism. And you, media fraternity, as the 4th pillar of democracy, you are the mirror and you are the conscience keeper of our people. You are not just merely an observer, but you are the catalyst. Your reporting shall shape public perception, pressure for accountability, and a culture of precaution and responsibility. We are looking as to how government can collaborate with media to benefit our people. And one little step that we have taken is we have signed an MOU with FM Dragoban along with police, and on a half an hourly basis we give live traffic updates in the radio from morning 10 up to 5 in the evening. So this is something we are trying to percolate the benefits of the services that we have for the real-time purposes. And to this end, I want to encourage our press media to do something for our people. And number 1 is to create public awareness and bring about behavioral changes for basic civic sense. Nagas, we are very conscious, we fiercely protect and fight for rights. But when we do that, we trample upon the rights of others. Just imagine, we randomly park our car without knowing that it is at the convenience of others. We keep our house clean, but we litter our surrounding, the roads and the public spaces. We construct a house, but spread around dust and causes air pollution to our neighbors. We dump our construction materials on the roadside, not only creating air pollution, but also giving sufficient inconveniences to others. We randomly release our septic tank into rivers and nalas without considering the damage it causes to rivers and nalas, but also causing many other health conditions for others. I would request through this channel to our people, not only we keep our inside our house clean, but also let us keep our compound, our fencing, our walls clean. Because it not only keep your house clean, but it also beautify our town. There are some simple things that we can always do. Simple but very effective measures. Like, instead of using cars for short distance walk, or use cycle, or use mask, carpooling, and avoid waste disposal in a random manner. I will also request our press media to give a clear reporting on the air quality indices, on the health advisories, and the impact of such policies. Also highlight local success stories wherever it may be, innovations, and a lesson learned from the neighborhoods that will reduce pollution. I will also request to give us positive, constructive feedbacks and recommendations. Use accessible language, visuals, and infographics to reach all segments of our society. And one important thing, I will request our press media to provoke public discourse on important matters like importance of public transportation. And secondly, if we can shift to electric mode of transportation that can reduce air pollution in our city. As district administrator, we have so many plans in hand, and we will try to put it on a war footing, but in doing so, we will require the support and the encouragement of our media fraternity. Kohima's air is a shared inheritance. Protecting it is not a single policy, but or a seasonal campaign. It should remain our lifestyle. It should be continuous, collective effort. Let us commit today to turning awareness into action, policy into practice, data into decisions, and collaboration into measurable improvement in air quality. Today, let us ensure that the skies over Kohima remain green and blue and clear for our children, for our elders, and for many generations to come. Thank you so much, and may this Clean Air campaign be a turning point in our journey towards a healthier, happier Kohima. God bless you all.
Encouraging us to never forget the ethics of journalism as we continue in this profession. I now invite a senior journalist and member of Kohima Press Club, Narayan Bahadur, to come and propose a vote of thanks.
Thank you, Chairperson, for giving me the time. First of all, I would like to thank our Deputy Commissioners, Vishü, for taking the personal interest and the initiative in giving push to this very program of having a clean air in the capital of the state, and collaborating with the Kohima Press Club and bringing us together, letting us to be part of the initiative that the district administration is taking in creating awareness or spreading awareness among the general masses, and also I feel this is a very good opportunity that we, as members of the Kohima Press Club, also got to learn about how we should be taking initiative, or personally also how we should be engaging in spreading awareness, and also ourselves practicing about having clean air. Thank you so much, sir, for the initiative, and we really hope that our collaboration will bear fruit and we will be able to spread better awareness among the general masses. I also thank our EAC, Sir Dr. Riku Kutso, for delivering the very enlightening keynote address. Thank you for that. And also, I would like to thank our main resource person, Sir Yanathung Kithan, Scientist V, Nagaland Pollution Control Board. It was a very enlightening and also very knowledgeable PPT that you had presented before us. In fact, I myself, I learned so many things. I hope all of us have got a very good insight about the air pollution that we normally used to feel that we are in a very pollution-free place and that we are breathing very good air. But today we tend to learn that we are in fact also in a danger zone. Seeing that those lungs, I was really scared. And in fact, those non-smokers also, having those kind of lungs and also decreasing our life by minimum also 3.5 years. It was very scary. So I feel that was very enlightening. That was very educative for us also. So thank you so much for that education that you have given to us. And we hope that through you, more awareness will be created among other people also. So, and also taking the opportunity, I also thank our President, Madam Yhoshü, for delivering the short speech. And also, I thank the presence of our DO and staff, and also the students of Dr. N. Kire Government Higher Secondary School. We appreciate your presence. Your presence has also added colors to our program. And I thank our chairperson, Ms. Rita Krocha, for leading us in this program. I also thank the Deputy Commissioner's office and staff and all the other officers whom I could not mention personally. We thank you for having us here and organizing this wonderful workshop for us. Thank you so much all, and hope you have a blessed day ahead. Thank you.
Might not necessarily fall under the municipal area, but it's Kohima District, and that is where a lot of the whole of Kohima's waste is being burned there, considering that the waste management the center is absolutely not working. So do you think there should be a testing station there somewhere around there now where the burning is happening? And if it happens there, it could also change the statistics that is now being provided to the specifically from your end.
Thank you for the question. As per the Central Pollution Control Board, for a small town like us, we can have only 3 stations. So one station, it represents around 2 kilometer radius. So the stations which we have located in high school colony will represent the Marima side also. Because the locations which, as I mentioned earlier, we can have one location at a radius of 2 kilometers. So as per the Central Pollution Control Board, they have mentioned that small town like us, even 3 location is too much. Because the kilometer, if you see the 2 kilometer radius is not the length, but the aerial distance. So 2 kilometer is like quite a big distance. So the location which we have in the high school colony, it would represent the definitely those area. But with respect to the Marima site, the dumping site, definitely if they have a proper landfill site, air monitoring has to be done in that location also, in that specific location. But at the moment, the Marima site, which we have the dumping site, it's not a landfill site also. So at the moment, no monitoring has been done.
Scientist B, Nagaland Pollution Control Board, Yanathung, Kithan. Also like to give it out to Dr. Vishü, EAC. Commissioners. Of Kohima Press Club, Yhoshü. Narayan Bahadur, member Kohima Press Club. So the rest of the siblings have been Press Club. Thank you to the Kohima District Administration. I am sure we are all enlightened, motivated, and inspired to go back home and pursue stories on clean air and also do our part in our respective individual capacity. Thank you everyone for being part of this workshop and for your active participation. Lunch is being arranged thanks to